When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0.
Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future updates that I post on my community tab regularly. Now let's continue where we last left off in our Mortal Kombat story. When Sector and Smoke charged Izuku immediately disappeared the moment they got in range, well, in his punching range, and reappeared right behind them with his void claws covered in blood, as Sector and Smoke fall down to one knee with claw marks on their back as Izuku flicked his claws as blood begin to fly off the bloody tips of the claws. Izuku spin around and land a vicious spin kick to Sector without even turning around to even gauge how far he was away from Sector. Then immediately gave Smoke a devastating gut punch in the stomach, as both Lin Kuei was sent backward skidding across the tile of the ground of the arena floor. If this is what a Lin Kuei is capable of, it's very disappointing. Not even worth my time. Maybe the Lin Kuei should have been erased instead of the Shirai Ryu. Just pathetic. Don't you dare mock the Lin Kuei. As Sector got up to his feet and wiped the blood from his mouth. I wouldn't have to mock your pathetic clan if you actually provide me with an actual challenge, you weakling. You're not even worthy to fight you with my void claws. Izuku's hands turned back to normal as the black substance receded into Izuku's skin, as Izuku's hair turned to the normal green, including his eyes. Izuku started to emanate green electricity throughout his whole body. Izuku slowly pointed his index finger towards Sector as sparks at the end of his fingertip begin to show. As it crackles, lightning bullet barrage. Green electricity bullets shot out of Izuku's fingertips. The electricity was moving so fast, Sector and Smoke couldn't react fast enough as green lightning bullets go through Sector's body, leaving small holes about the size of a quarter, as Sector fell to the ground barely alive. By some miracle, Sector refused to go out like this and struggle up to his feet as he begins to slowly struggle while he's walking towards Izuku. While walking towards Izuku, or Deku, how he knows of him, Sector would cough up blood from each step he took. I got to give it to you, Sector. You got hell of a drive, and an undying will. But you already lost this. Have a pleasant sleep. With one wave of his hand, Sector shot out of the ring hitting one of the walls hard, cracking the wall from the impact. As Sector was dragged off to get medical attention. Holy shit. I'm glad he's not in the tournament. I would not want to face that kid. He's scary. You bastard. As Smoke rushed blindly, throwing wild punches and kicks, only for Izuku to simply dodge effortlessly out of the way. Clearly, I've overestimated you Lin Kuei. Izuku fake a right punch to the face and fake a head punch to the face. Then use his left fist and slam it into Smoke's gut, making Smoke cough up spit as his eyes widen from the force of the punch. Where is that fire you had when you fought Liu Kang? Has that fire in you has already been extinguished? Already, Lin Kuei scum? Let's see if I can drag it out of you. Izuku immediately rammed his elbow into the face of Smoke as Smoke goes skidding across the arena ground. What I'm about to do to you is going to be extremely painful. Smoke of the Lin Kuei. But I'm going to highly enjoy it. But be relieved, I will not kill you. Yet. When Smoke recovered, he calmed down and refocused himself as he closed his eyes and started to breathe slowly. When he reopened them and charged forward with a new determination in his eyes. Izuku blocked a fist punch, then blocked a kick with his knee. Smoke spinned around and backhand Izuku across the face. When Smoke realized that attack didn't even faze him in the slightest, like he just got bit by a mosquito, Smoke immediately jumped backwards, seeing the smirk on his opponent's face. There you are. Fire in you hasn't fully returned. I plan to fix that. Smoke's inner thoughts. What the hell's wrong with this kid? All my instincts are telling me to get the hell out of here. But I am Lin Kuei. I refuse to back down from this challenge. With Sector out of the match, only one left is me and Cyrax. The moment I saw this kid at the docks when I arrived on the island, I knew this kid was dangerous. The way he brutally murdered that Earthrealm warrior without the slightest hesitation, I knew the kid was dangerous than that snake of a sorcerer, Shang Tsung. While Smoke was in his inner thoughts, Izuku shot out lightning bullets out of the tip of his fingers, forcing Smoke to pay attention and turn his body into smoke as the lightning bullets passed through Smoke harmlessly. As Smoke resolid his upper torso, Smoke has nothing to say to his opponent, to his unnerving opponent, and simply charge forward, beginning with hand-to-hand combat. After the first three punches that Smoke threw out got blocked, he turned his entire body into smoke and moved right behind Izuku. and made himself solid again, and slammed his fist into Izuku's face when he turned around to face Smoke. Smoke landed several left and right hooks into Izuku's face. Izuku simply tanked the attacks without even moving a single step from his position. Izuku grabbed the wrist of Smoke, left hand, and shoved his right elbow into Smoke's forearm on the other side of the elbow, forcing Smoke to jump backwards after Izuku let go of his left wrist. When Smoke jumped backwards, he was holding on to his left arm. It got dislocated. When he got enough distance, he popped the bone back into place. From that simple attack that dislocated his forearm from the rest of his arm. Once Izuku gave Smoke some time to snap his bone back into place, he charged his opponent. While the pile of arena ground beneath him begins to chip away, Izuku cocked his hand backwards and threw out a powerful right punch. Smoke ducks and rolls out of the way as Izuku made contact with the ground of the arena floor, making a huge vibration of a small earthquake. By the Elder Gods, this Deku is not your normal mortal. Could he be related to one of the Elder Gods, past or present? I hope he's not related to Shinnok. That would be the worst scenario. As Raiden, the Thunder God has a very concerning expression on his face. When Smoke got to his feet, he performed a spinning flip over Izuku. In midair, he threw out a kick to Izuku's side, aiming for his ribs. Izuku caught Smoke's foot and spin him in and around while he's in midair, and land a palm strike into Smoke's chest, into the arena ground. Izuku calmly walked over his opponent and turn around when he got enough distance, and cross his arms across his chest in a X type of position, waiting for Smoke to get back up to his feet. Smoke stumbled to his feet, breathing heavy from that palm strike he got hit with in the chest. That simple attack took all the air out of his lungs. Smoke got back onto his feet and got back into a fighting stance and slowly approached Deku. Izuku saw this and gave Smoke a smirk as he went into his own fighting style. Izuku is no longer using the Void Fox fighting style. That fighting style is only used when he uses his Void Claws. It's a one-strike kill type of fighting style. It's a assassin style. It's a assassin fighting style. It's meant for one-hit kills. Izuku barely used that fighting style during this match. He might have gave everyone a little preview, but nothing concrete. The likelihood of someone coming up with a defense against it is very unlikely. Katana turned her head to Shang Tsung. You knew this would have happened, sorcerer. This was never about adding one of our warriors to be part of the rest of the Mortal Kombat tournament. You picked Deku as a show of force. It is as you say, Princess Katana. None of the warriors in the ring will get past Deku. They will all lose. It's only a matter of time before Deku defeats them all. The only thing is up in the air is what order they will be defeated in. Your father wants to send a message to Raiden that he can unleash Deku at any time, even if they win this tournament. I don't know what methods were involved that was used to forge Deku. I don't think anyone outside of the Elder Gods could actually hurt him. Outside of magic, of course. And Shao Kahn, naturally. I have no doubt Shao Kahn would be able to hurt Deku if they ever clash. Of course, the likelihood of that happening is non-existent. Especially how Shao Kahn and Deku get along so well. I met the boy's father once. He's quite a terrifying man. And I have a feeling we've only seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Deku. We cut back to the fight between Izuku and Smoke, as Izuku and Smoke are circling each other in their own fighting styles. Smoke struck first with a high punch. Izuku tilted his head to the side, then threw out a kick towards the side of Smoke, only for Smoke to change his upper body into pure smoke, as Izuku's foot passed through Smoke harmlessly. Smoke and Izuku jump in the middle of the air and both perform a spinning kick, as Smoke and Izuku at the same time hit each other in the chest, as they both go skidding backwards from the force of the kicks that received in the chest. Izuku's clearly holding back his strength to somewhat match Smoke's, so he doesn't outright kill him instantly. He's enjoying this fight. He doesn't want to end it too quickly. Izuku and Smoke rush towards each other again and exchange punches and kicks. Smoke mustered all his power into his hands and feet and accidentally tapped into the physical power of the Smoke Demon that he turned into before he lost his memories and regained them and regained his human form when he was sacrificed by a strange cult. Smoke started to land more and more powerful, solid combination strikes onto Izuku, pushing Izuku back. Even while he's winning currently, he can feel how hard Deku's skin is like striking a boulder. Smoke realized he's hurting his own hands more than he's hurting his opponent. The amount of strength Smoke is dishing out surprised Izuku for a brief moment. If Izuku was to gauge Smoke's physical power at this current time, he would be on the same level as a low-tier Nomu. Izuku caught an incoming punch with his bare hands, and then proceed to headbutt Smoke. Smoke tanked the headbutt and threw out a left hook. Izuku let go of Smoke right hand and maneuver around the left hook and slam his elbow into Smoke's shoulder blade. After jumping up in jumping up in the air a little bit, like a hop, then slamming his elbow into his shoulder blade. as Izuku proceeded to hit left and right rib shots onto Smoke, then followed up with a nasty right hook, right hook to the face, followed up with a left hook uppercut. Izuku immediately landed a palm strike that produced a small burst of electricity, going from Smoke's chest and exiting from his back. You could clearly see the burn mark on his clothes and skin from that simple palm strike. Izuku grabbed Smoke by the face and covered his mouth before Smoke could go flying backwards from that palm strike. That would have made him go skidding across the arena ground if Izuku didn't catch him by the face beforehand. Izuku's covering his face over his mouth. Smoke is striking Izuku over and over again, trying to break his hold. With Smoke's mouth muffled by Izuku's hand, the moment Izuku ran electricity throughout Smoke's body to stop him from resisting, as you could hear the screams from the muffled sound of Smoke as he increased the voltage. Smoke is so much pain he couldn't focus his powers to make his upper body into Smoke to escape Izuku's grasp. While shocking Smoke, Izuku came to realize his hands became limp as Smoke fell unconscious because of the pain. Izuku just threw Smoke out of the arena, hitting into one of the walls outside of the arena ground. Izuku turned his attention towards the fight, are currently in progress. Apparently, he was the only one that has defeated his opponents. Jax seemed to be winning against Reptile, while Cyrax and Baraka are pretty much even. As you see Reptile shoot out several acid spit at Jax. Jax dodge and weave around the acid shots while in his boxing stance until he got in striking range and land a solid uppercut as Reptile becomes airborne. Reptile managed to flip and land on all fours. Just bring its skills. Reptile turned invisible, then approached Jax. Threw out several punches, only for Jax to dodge out of the way and slam his fist into Reptile's stomach, forcing Reptile to decloak himself. He's visible once again. Anyone else would have fell prey to Reptile's invisibility, but because of Jax's battle instincts, he was able to sense Reptile. Couldn't see him, but he could sense him. Reptile gasped from the gut punch. Reptile threw out a punch after a few seconds from being hit, only for Jax to move his head to the side and threw out a punch towards Reptile's face. Reptile simply blocked the attack and kicked Jax in the side of the ribs. Reptile proceeded to jump backwards and create several balls of acid. As the small balls of acid begins to float towards Jax, the first ones were slow, but the last one was extremely fast. He shot out the three slow ones first. Then he created a fast acid ball. Jax managed to dodge out of the way from the majority of them, but the faster one slammed into his chest. Jax ripped his torso armor so his skin doesn't make contact with the acid. That's eating away of his body armor. Jax cut the distance with a simple sessions of footwork and his boxing stance, and land a solid right and left hook into Reptile's face. Then immediately went into a right hook rib strike, followed up with a stomach shot with his right fist. Jax grabbed onto Reptile clothes and repeatedly slammed his fist into Reptile's face as he lifts him up in the middle of the air over his head and slammed Reptile into the ground. Jax maneuvered around Reptile when he got up to his feet and got him into a lock, cutting the air from Reptile's circulation until Reptile fell unconscious, as Reptile was defeated. As someone moved Reptile out of the ring, this gives Jax to catch his breath. As we cut to the two opponents that are currently still fighting, Cyrax is dodging around Baraka's arm blades as Baraka is swinging wildly at his opponent. Cyrax blocked the right arm of Baraka, then immediately rolled out of the way from the left arm blade that scraped the tile of the arena floor with his arm blade when Cyrax rolled out of the way. Cyrax is still on the ground from the roll and kicked the back of Baraka's knee, forcing Baraka to one knee, and proceed to kick Baraka once again in the side of the face while still on the ground. Then Cyrax jumped up to his feet and landed an uppercut onto Baraka, forcing Baraka to the ground. Cyrax got back into his fighting style, so he'll be ready for anything. He knows Baraka, he has a feeling Baraka is not done yet. While Baraka's on his back, Baraka jumped up onto his feet and charged Cyrax, once again swinging his blade arms at his opponent. As the cat and mouse begin once again, Cyrax is dodging around the arm blades of Baraka, trying to capitalize on any opening with his feet by either attacking the back of Baraka's knee with a kick or kicking Baraka in the stomach. Cyrax knows it would be extremely deadly if he got too close to Baraka while he's attacking with his arm blades. His legs does clearly have a longer reach compared to his arms. Cyrax landed successions of powerful kicks, forcing Baraka to withdraw his blades from his arms. Baraka grabbed a hold on Cyrax's legs from one of his kicks and rammed his elbow into Cyrax's knee, then landed a chest punch, followed up with an uppercut. As Cyrax is in midair, then Baraka landed a high kick under Cyrax's chin as Cyrax was forced into a spin and fell hard onto the tiled ground of the arena floor. Baraka watched the spinning form of Cyrax until he hit the ground. When he hit the ground, he threw out a small round yellow bomb towards Baraka. When it was about time Baraka noticed the small round explosion, it was already too late, as the explosion went off, knocking Baraka out of the ring, knocking him out. Cyrax struggled to his feet, breathing heavy from the fight from Baraka. Izuku made his move. "I'll be with you in one moment, Jax. allow me to finish up with this Lin Kuei assassin. Take your time, Deku. I'm still catching my breath. Very well. As he begins to walk towards Cyrax, with no emotion displayed on his face, I've already took out Smoke and Sector. I might as well deal with you as well, Cyrax. I highly doubt you'd be much of a challenge in this state, but that doesn't really matter. Not to me, at least.
Finish him.
Cyrax chose not to say anything and got into his fighting stance, extremely tired. Izuku yanked Cyrax towards him with his telekinesis and threw out a right hook to Cyrax's face, then land a left hook to the side of the ribs, then threw out a right hook to Cyrax's gut, then did a spin backwards hand strike, followed up with a elbow to the chest. Then Izuku continued his assault with a spin kick across the face of Cyrax. As Cyrax hit the tile ground of the arena floor, Izuku lifted up Cyrax to his feet with his telekinesis. Then he proceeded to knee Cyrax in the gut. With a flick of his finger in the forehead of Cyrax into the forehead of Cyrax. Cyrax goes flying, skidding across the ground in a roll. Cyrax rolled right beside Jax as he looks up to him. You're sure getting your ass kicked. I don't know what you could have done to get on his bad side. We're not going to be able to fend him off one-on-one. Want to team up? If we manage to take him down, then we can fight afterwards. Kinda really getting tired of getting my ass kicked here. I'm gonna regret this, but sure. As Jax and Cyrax make a temporary alliance until they manage to defeat Izuku. Izuku watched Jax and Cyrax make a temporary alliance. Gotta give it to Lin Kuei. He's smart. He would have been a lot smarter if he did that in the very beginning. But no matter. They'll lose anyways. But I'll get as much entertainment out of this as I can. Seems like he's waiting for us to make the first move. So how many bombs do you have? I used the last of them in my fight with Baraka. That probably will make this a whole lot harder. I'm Jax, by the way. Cyrax, pleasure to meet you. Now let's go kick his ass. You don't have to tell me twice. It seems like you two are done with your little scheming. Let's see what you two can do. As Izuku got into his fighting stance, as Jax and Sector bolted towards Izuku, Izuku dodged the fury of punches from Jax and Cyrax. Izuku threw out a kick that Cyrax blocked. As a heavy punch coming his way from Jax, as Deku used his forearm to block the attack. Izuku threw a punch of his own towards Jax. Jax managed to block the blow. He was forced backwards in a slide from the pure force of Izuku's punch. Izuku watched Jax and Cyrax regroup. Jax and Cyrax split and charged from opposite directions. Cyrax charged from the left while Jax charged to the right. Izuku blocked a punch from Jax while managing to land a solid kick. While Cyrax landed a solid kick to Izuku's stomach. Izuku swung his right hand towards Cyrax, only for Jax to parry the punch and land one of his own into Izuku's jaw. Cyrax came in and jumped upward, slamming his two feet in a double kick into the chest of Izuku, forcing Deku to step backwards a few steps. Instead of an angry expression on Izuku's face, or a mocking grin, Izuku has a smile on his face, seeing a solid teamwork, bringing back some memories from past experience from heroes he fought with excellent teamwork before Deku killed him. Izuku has always appreciated solid teamwork. Izuku finds their teamwork very effective, but he knows Jax and Cyrax are breathing heavy, so the likelihood of this match continuing for a long period of time is not in Izuku's cards. He's quite enjoying it as long as he can make it last. Izuku increases speed and dodge around Jax's attack and landing to the side to dodge Cyrax kicks. Izuku blasts Cyrax with a bolt of electricity out of the palm of his hand in point-blank range. Izuku turned around and caught Jax's fist in the palm of his hand, then pulled Jax forward and slammed his left fist across Jax's face. While his opponent was dazed, Izuku performed a roundhouse kick to Jax's face, then followed up with an uppercut as Jax becomes airborne and hit the ground at the tile of the arena ground. Without even looking, Izuku slammed his elbow into Cyrax's face and gave Cyrax a vicious clothesline, making Cyrax hit the ground hard. Katana and Jade continues to watch the match. As Katana turned to her friend, Jade, why isn't he finishing the match? Why is he dragging this out? I don't understand his train of thought, Jade. Look at his face, Princess. He's having the time of his life. He's actually smiling. Didn't even think the serious guy was even capable of smiling. And all that, and he doesn't even have a busted lip. What is this kid made of? He's making us look like chumps. We need to change our strategy. Here, allow me to help you up. As Jax helps Cyrax to his feet, Izuku made his way over to both of his opponents while stretching his arms. Let's see how well your teamwork performs once I put a little more pressure on the two of you. Instantly, green electricity emanates from Izuku's body as he's shot forward towards his opponents in a flash of green light. Izuku was moving so fast that it looked like he teleported. Izuku appeared right in front of Cyrax and slammed his right fist into Cyrax's gut. Hit Cyrax with such force, Cyrax got flown out of the ring, hitting into the wall, cracking it, as he's completely knocked out. Now there's only just one of you. As Izuku turned to Jax, Jax swung his right fist into Deku's face, only Izuku only tilts his head to the side from the punch. Nice punch, my turn. As he slammed his fist into Jax's face, as he goes skidding across the ground from the punch. When Jax stopped moving, he stumbled from keeping himself, standing up. As he's starting to see double. He's starting to see double vision. Jesus Christ, that hurt. What makes it even more scarier, he's still holding back. That kid's a monster. I'm not sure what they've been feeding that kid, but he's sure been eating all his vegetables. That's for sure. Jax wiped the blood from his mouth and rushed forward. Deku rushed forward towards Deku. When Jax finally got in striking range, he saw Deku throw out a barrage of right hooks that he managed to dodge the first 2 strikes, but was unable to dodge the rest of them. He was just throwing out his punches way too fast. Jax blocked an incoming right hook with his forearm and land an attack of his own as he started to get the rhythm of things and started giving Izuku left hook, right hook to the face, body shot, rib shot, uppercut. Once Jax got a good momentum going, Izuku immediately stopped Jax's momentum with a powerful headbutt, making Jax step backwards a few steps from the impact. When Jax was dazed, trying to knock off the cobwebs out of his head, got back into his fighting stance and began to dodge and weave around Izuku's punches. Jax made sure he was close enough to prevent Deku from throwing out any kicks. Jax started to land several punches, striking from the body upwards to the head. Jax started to get a good rhythm going once again, dodging and weaving and attacking. Izuku eventually adapted to the rate of speed coming from Jax's punches and started to block. Izuku blocked a jab and unleashed a barrage of jabs of his own, and proceeded to land jab after jab after jab into Jax's face, followed up with a right and left hook across the left and right side of Jax's face repeatedly. Izuku continued to land hook after hook until Jax lost consciousness before Jax hit the ground. Izuku grabbed Jax by the face and threw him out of the ring into one of the brick walls. Not very gently. Izuku might like Jax, but he's not going to go easy on him. He doesn't really show mercy. Izuku doesn't even know the meaning of mercy. That's just not how he was raised. Deku wins. A marvelous performance. It's unfortunately none of the other past competitors that were defeated managed to get past Deku. No matter, the tournament will continue. Johnny Cage. You be versing Scorpion. Isn't that just dandy? I get to fight the scary ninja. Well, yeah, I'm totally fucked. And that's where we're going to stop our story. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zone, and I'll catch you in the next video.